Hello, boys and girls. Mr. Palace here. So excited to see you. I have my Lake Louise t-shirt on for you. It's called The Plain of the Six Glaciers Tea House, and it's Lake Louise, Canada. Story about this is pretty amazing. If you go to Lake Louise in Canada, it's a long trail and a long hike. It's like almost 4 hours, and you're hiking and you go around this beautiful lake. Take as many pictures as possible. They always say when you go hiking to take pictures and to leave footprints. So, if you're eating a snack, pick up that wrapper and just enjoying the scenery. You're going up an incline all over Lake Louise, this beautiful mountain, and you get to the top, and there's a tea house. So this might be something you want to do with your family one day on vacation. And you get up to the tea house, and obviously you can have tea. You can have juice. They make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches if you don't have allergies, obviously. And it's really, really cool. And I remember being like, this is such a tough hike. How do they get food up here? And what they're telling me is they have like a helicopter come up with supplies, I think one every 2 or 3 weeks for the people that hike up there. And it's just a nice surprise because when you're going camping or hiking, should I say, you're enjoying the day and just kind of expect to be out in the wilderness. And then all of a sudden you make it to the top of the mountain and there's a tea house. So that's my story for you today. Okay. I'm going to read you another Helen Lester story. It's called A Porcupine Named Fluffy. This is going to be added to our other Helen Lester stories, and they just have been phenomenal. I hope to meet Helen Lester one day. I think that would be great. Tell her how wonderful she is and how we've enjoyed her stories. Okay. When Mr. and Mrs. Porcupine had their first child, they were delighted. Now, he needed a name. That's true. Should they call him Spike? No, Spike was too common. Should they call him Lance? No, Lance sounded too fierce. Should they call him Needle Rooser? No, Needle Rooser is too long. Prickles? Pokey? Quillian? Then together they had an idea. Let's call him Fluffy. It's such a pretty name. Fluffy. But soon there came a time when Fluffy began to doubt that he was Fluffy. He first became suspicious when he backed into the door and stuck fast. That was not a Fluffy thing to do. He was even more convinced when he accidentally slept on his back and poked his holes in the mattress. A very unfluffy thing to do. Oh no. Fluffy definitely wasn't. So he decided to become fluffier. Clouds are fluffy, he thought. I'll be a cloud. But he couldn't stay up. I know pillows are fluffy, he said. I'll be a pillow. But when his mother sat on him, she was not pleased. He tried soaking in a bubble bath for 45 minutes, but he did not become fluffy. He became soggy. Got rubber ducky. He tried whipped cream. He put a little on each quill. It was not easy, and it took more than half a day. But this did not make Fluffy fluffy. They should have called me Gooey, he sighed. He ate a lot of fluffy marshmallows. He rolled in shaving cream and feathers. He even tried to become a bunny. But the truth remained, Fluffy wasn't. One afternoon, Fluffy set out for a walk, trying to think of ways to become Fluffy. Before long, he met a very large rhinoceros. "Grr," said the rhinoceros. "I'm going to give you a rough time." Fluffy didn't know what a rough time was, but he didn't like the sound of it at all. "What's your name, small prickly thing?" asked the rhinoceros unkindly. "Fluffy," said Fluffy. The rhinoceros smiled. He giggled, then he laughed out loud. He rolled on the ground. He jiggled and slapped his knees. He roared with laughter. A porcupine named Fluffy, howled the rhinoceros. Fluffy was embarrassed, but he tried to be polite. "What is your name?" he inquired. I can't say it," giggled the rhinoceros. "Herbert," suggested Fluffy. Oh, help. I just can't say it. I'm laughing so hard," said the rhinoceros. "Harold, or maybe Herman?" asked Fluffy. "No," gasped the rhinoceros. "It's Hippo." "Hippo? A rhinoceros named Hippo?" Fluffy smiled. He giggled, then he laughed out loud. He giggled and slapped his knees. He howled with laughter. "A rhinoceros named Hippo?" Fluffy cried. Porcupine named Fluffy, a rhinoceros named Hippo. It was almost more than they could bear. Hippo and Fluffy rolled on the ground giggling, and they laughed until tears came to their eyes. At last, they laid exhausted on the ground. From that time on, they were best of friends. And Fluffy didn't mind being Fluffy anymore, even though he wasn't. Wow, boys and girls. So I read you the story, and I wore my fancy shirt of the Plain of Six Glacier Tea House to show you that sometimes things aren't what they appear. I thought I was just going on a hike one day. I was hiking around Lake Louise. It was a beautiful hike, and that would have been enough. But yet I found the tea house. And similar to this story, a porcupine named Fluffy would never think of a porcupine, a spiky animal, as being named Fluffy. But sometimes things are not what they seem. All right, boys and girls, hope you enjoyed the story. I'll see you soon.